She was an actress with big potential. Then Brittany Murphy died young. Well, now a new HBO Max documentary is looking into the star's troubled final years.
I'm a happy type person. I smile a lot.
Brittany, please come back.
She's a Scorpio. What else do you need to know?
I'm a double Scorpio.
Double Scorpio.
She evidently collapsed in the bathroom.
Shocking new evidence reportedly exposes Ashton Kutcher and Diddy as the real masterminds behind Brittany Murphy's unaliving. Rumor has it the FBI now believe Brittany's death might not have been the result of natural causes as initially reported. In fact, the circumstances surrounding her passing bear weird similarities to the suspicious death of Kim Porter, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, who also died of pneumonia under highly questionable circumstances. Could Brittany's death have been more than just a tragic accident? And what is this new evidence that's allegedly linking Ashton and Diddy to the case? Let's break it all down. Y'all, Brittany Murphy's shocking death back in 2009 still hurts to this day. It was a tragedy that shook Hollywood to its core, and honestly, fans still haven't gotten over it. Brittany Murphy was that girl, an insanely talented actress who lit up the screen in hits like Clueless, Just Married, and 8 Mile. She had Hollywood at her feet, and it seemed like her star was only going to rise higher. But then, boom, everything came crashing down when the news broke on December 20th, 2009 that she was gone. Fans were shaken.
Fire Department 97, what's the address of the emergency?
1895 Rising Glen Road.
What's the phone number you're calling from? Tell me exactly what happened.
Oh, somebody's passed out.
Somebody what?
My daughter's passed out. They're doing mouth to mouth. Please get here quick,
okay.
please.
Okay, all right, we're going to. How old is your daughter?
She's 30, please hurry.
She's 30.
And the industry was left reeling from her tragic and mysterious passing. According to reports, Brittany collapsed in the bathroom of her home, the same home she shared with her husband, Simon Monjack, and her mother, Sharon Murphy. When things got really bad, Sharon finally called the authorities, and Brittany was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in LA, but tragically, she never made it out. Fans were absolutely devastated, but the real question on everyone's mind, what actually happened in the hours leading up to her shocking death? Because trust me, the details of this case have never sat right with people. At first, officials ruled Brittany's death as just pneumonia. Now, this is where it gets super sketchy. Apparently, Brittany Murphy was telling her friends before her death that she was scared someone was out to get her and even suspected she was being slowly poisoned. Now the drama doesn't stop there. Rumor has it that Kim Porter also confided in her close friends that she was scared for her life too. The coincidences are just too much to ignore. Kim's report read as follows. The decedent had no pertinent medical history. However, she developed flu-like symptoms approximately 4 days ago and was treated by a house call physician. She was administered a saline solution with vitamin mixture by a nurse. The decedent did not have a primary medical physician, and the last time she was believed to have been examined by a physician was approximately 2 years ago when she had blood work done. She also traveled to an unspecified location in Africa and returned home approximately 1 month ago. She did not have any health complaints at the time she returned from her trip. Y'all, this is where things get real creepy. The Los Angeles County Coroner's Office ruled Kim Porter's death as lobar pneumonia, the exact same thing listed on Brittany Murphy's autopsy. Coincidence? I think not. And the eerie similarities don't stop there. Word on the street is that right before her sudden passing, Kim was working on a tell-all book and was allegedly planning to spill everything about Diddy's shady dealings. Even worse, she was reportedly this close to talking to the feds and exposing him once and for all. Kim even admitted she was scared. And given how young and healthy she was, fans can't help but wonder, did Diddy have something to do with it? Because let's be real, the timing of her death is way too suspicious to ignore. Now here's where things get really sketchy. Brittany's husband, Simon Monjack, actually didn't want an autopsy performed after her death, but legally he couldn't block it. So the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office went ahead with it the next day. A couple of months went by, and the coroner released the official report, ruling her death as accidental. The cause? pneumonia with anemia, and multiple substance intoxication listed as contributing factor. But here's the weird part. According to ABC News, the coroner's spokesperson, Craig Harvey, initially refused to elaborate on the substances involved. Simon, meanwhile, insisted that Brittany didn't take anything dangerous. In an interview with People magazine, he claimed she was on herbal remedies that wouldn't speed up her heart. There was nothing here that could endanger her, just some prescription meds for her time of the month and cough syrup. That's it. Naturally, fans couldn't help but feel like there was more to the story. Now, here's where things get even weirder. You see, Brittany's mom, Sharon, backed up Simon's claims, saying Brittany didn't use illegal substances or even drink alcohol. She initially thought Brittany's death might have been caused by an undiagnosed heart condition, but things take a darker turn when you hear Brittany had been complaining for weeks about feeling sick and even reportedly told people she thought she was being poisoned. Sharon later admitted Brittany was paranoid someone was out to harm her. And get this, Brittany's house had CCTV cameras and even fingerprint recognition locks, clear signs she was living in fear before her death. Then, the story got even stranger when reports of mold issues in the Hollywood Hills home surfaced. Both Simon and Sharon later suggested toxic mold could have played a role in Brittany's passing. But was that just a convenient excuse or something more sinister? Now the story gets even more suspicious after the investigators requested for mold testing to be done after Brittany's death. But guess what? Both Simon and Sharon refused. If they truly believed mold was the issue, why block an inspection? It just doesn't add up. Pathologist Dr. Richard Shepard dismissed the mold theory entirely, saying the autopsy showed no fungi in her bloodstream or lungs. So that theory is out the window. But Brittany's fear of being poisoned, that's a huge red flag. You see, in her final months, Brittany's behavior reportedly changed dramatically. She became paranoid, avoiding food and drinks from certain sources because she feared someone was out to harm her. According to some sources, she confided in close friends that she believed powerful people in Hollywood were watching her and had bad intentions. And then there's her husband, Simon Monjack, a man surrounded by controversy.
A little dip she was having, he came along. And I think that's where her judgment was muddled and she became prey.
Simon said that he was the largest collector of Vermeer, dated Elle Macpherson and Madonna. He said that he had been dying from terminal brain cancer and that he had bought an experimental treatment derived from the fins of sharks.
Not only was he much older than Brittany, but they met when she was just 17. Simon had a reputation for shady dealings, including allegations of fraud, and many of Brittany's friends believed he was taking advantage of her. Their relationship was riddled with red flags, and some people think Simon may have played a bigger role in the mystery surrounding Brittany's tragic death.
Now the HBO documentary, What Happened, Brittany Murphy, alleges Monjack was a con artist and contributed to her death. Brittany's friend, actress Kathy Najimy, appears in the documentary.
Now, this is where things get really creepy. Just 5 months after Brittany's death, Simon Monjack died the exact same way, pneumonia and anemia.
After his wife's death, he was infamously deemed suspect number one by online detectives, until Sharon Murphy is heard on the other end of yet another 911 call.
My son-in-law, he stopped breathing.
On May 23, 2010, paramedics arrived at Simon Monjack's Hollywood Hills home and pronounced him dead on arrival.
Now let's stop for a second and think about this. What are the odds that two relatively healthy people living in the same house would both die of the same thing within months of each other? It's beyond suspicious, and when the mold theory was debunked, attention turned to something even darker. A few years later, Brittany's dad, Angelo Bertolotti, hired a private lab to investigate, and the results were chilling. They found high levels of heavy metals in Brittany's hair, far beyond normal. And these metals, the type typically found in rat poison or insecticides. Angelo outright said he believed his daughter was murdered. So, why didn't the initial autopsy catch this? Experts say the coroner's office wouldn't test for heavy metals unless poisoning was specifically suspected. But hold on, Brittany had been voicing fears of being poisoned to her friends and family. Why wasn't this taken seriously? All these red flags, from her paranoia to the refusal to test for mold, were ignored. And when you add Sharon and Simon blocking key investigations, it just screams cover up. Speaking of Sharon, Brittany's mom, her behavior after Brittany's death raised even more eyebrows. Sharon lived with Brittany and Simon and was known to be very close to her daughter. But after Brittany's death, rumors began swirling about Sharon and Simon's relationship, with some suggesting the two became uncomfortably close. It's just another bizarre twist in this already unsettling story. And the plot thickens, y'all. After Simon's death, Sharon sold the Hollywood Hills home immediately and suddenly stopped pushing the mole theory she had once supported. It's left everyone wondering, why wouldn't she demand deeper investigations into her daughter's suspicious death? If there were so many red flags, wouldn't a mother want answers? Fans have speculated that Sharon and Simon might have been involved in a cover-up. But what about the powerful Hollywood people Brittany was so afraid of? Some sources say Brittany was blacklisted for refusing to play the Hollywood game, which allegedly included steering clear of Diddy's notorious freak-off parties. Now, you might be wondering, how does Diddy fit into all this? Well, Brittany reportedly entered these circles through her connection to Ashton Kutcher, one of Diddy's closest friends. Brittany and Ashton started dating in late 2002 after meeting on the set of Just Married. Is this where Brittany's troubles began? The connections between Brittany, Diddy, and Ashton leave fans with so many questions. Y'all, back when Ashton and Brittany were together, rumors flew that they were engaged because they were seen wearing matching rings, but that was never confirmed. Their romance was short-lived, lasting only 5 months, and allegedly ended because Ashton cheated with none other than Demi Moore, another rumored guest at Diddy's infamous parties. The timing was super suspicious because Ashton and Demi went public right after he and Brittany split, raising tons of red flags. But here's where it gets even darker. Recent speculation suggests Brittany, like Kim Porter, may have known too much about Diddy and Ashton's party activities. And get this, anonymous sources have reportedly reached out to the feds with evidence that Brittany discovered disturbing details about Diddy and Ashton's alleged behavior at those freak-off parties. These claims involve deeply troubling acts, and it's rumored Brittany began questioning Ashton's close ties to Diddy before her death. Could she have gotten her hands on some damning evidence that incriminated both Diddy and Ashton? And was she silenced because of this? Let me know your opinions in the comments below. Till next time, bye.